Hey, we're back, guys, with another Michelle in review. It's been a little while since our We're Back episode, but we got a lot of shit to talk about. It's We Watch Shudder, Michelle in review. My name is JD. Who's here with me?
Oh, take a fucking guess.
I hope it's Michelle.
It is.
If it's not Michelle,
as always, it is me.
Yeah, I'm very glad it's you. Otherwise, I've fucked this whole thing up right out of the gate. But
a Michelle in review with no Michelle.
Yeah, so we're here to get caught up on a bunch of stuff. It's been a while since we did one of these. I'm honestly curious to see how long this recording session ends up going, because I know Michelle has a lot to talk about. We talked about a lot of new movies on our last episode. And so, honestly, I don't really have much to talk about at all. So I'm just going to be kind of running commentary on everything Michelle has to talk about. I'm just going to... Michelle, you go.
Yes. Okay, I will go. First off, the numbers.
I don't remember how to podcast.
That's okay. I still have my template, so we are good.
Good.
We are good. Some areas of the template are empty because I was not tracking throughout November like I usually would be because I didn't know when we were coming back. So we will be skipping some portions, and we'll talk about that in a second. Before
I should let everybody know, if this is your first time tuning into We Watch Shudder, first of all, thank you. But the Michelle in Review episode is where we talk about basically... a little bit about a bunch of stuff that we don't talk about in the in-depth episodes, because obviously what we watch for the show is not the only stuff we're watching. Michelle, of course, consumes, as a general rule, a pretty absurd amount of content. I know life has probably reduced that number for you recently. Anyway, that's what we do here on these Michelle in Review episodes. This is actually, I think, one of the best places for people to jump in and get a feel for what the show is all about. So the long and short of it is, you picked a good one. Thanks for coming to listen.
And everything is spoiler light. I do not want to spoil anything on this list. If I want you to go see it and I mention it, then that means you get minimal information. So it's a pretty safe one. You can listen to this one and know you're safe, but not from all things. You are not safe from a car accident, per se. You're not safe from a hornet nest swarm. You're not safe from food poisoning, but you are safe from spoilers for the most part, unless one of us blurts one out without thinking, but that's what editing's for. Anyway, we get into
Michelle,
it. Yeah.
Look, this is the part of the podcast I remember how to do, which is to completely derail. Do your dogs on a regular basis make it very clear that they want you to pick them up and help them get up on the couch or whatever with you, but then every time you reach down to try and help them get up, they snap at you and run away?
Well, my singular dog, yes, she does do that. But as I mentioned in the We're Back episode, I now have a standing desk. And while the standing desk has cat mode, what does it also have? Dog mode. And what is dog mode? It's actually two things. One of them is cat mode, where it's raised to the highest possibility. It doubles as dog mode, where I put my dog on the desk and then she can look out the window. But dog mode also means it's as low to the ground as possible, 26 inches high, so I can sit on the floor with my dog and still be at my computer, and then that is the best of both worlds.
That's
you need to get a dog mode desk.
Yeah, I do. This guy is a pain.
He's needy, and he immediately leaves.
Well, he just went over. He wanted to get up on the... I'm actually sitting on my bed at the moment. I just moved recently into a new apartment, and everything's still getting settled in. That's the big news in JD world, is I moved. Yeah, he's...
Do you need dog steps?
No, but I'm going to get some.
Okay, because I have dog steps. We're changing ours.
Oh. Well, maybe I will come take your dog steps. I actually was just because he... the big thing is I have it's a hardwood, well, it's a wood laminate floor. So he's not big on jumping down off of things anymore because he's old and his hips are bad. but also he slips and slides a lot when he drops down onto the floor. So, yeah, I think some doggy steps.
We have dog steps that you can have.
Anyway, now that I've completely derailed us away from horror movie talk, let's get back on the tracks.
Will do. Okay, so first off, the numbers. What were the numbers? If it's your first episode, you don't know what the numbers are. And nobody knows what the numbers are except for me, because I'm the one who made a pivot table extension so that I could summarize them. But basically, one day JD was like, ha ha ha, wouldn't it be funny if you had a log so that we could figure out what you watched every month? And I went, ha ha ha, that's really funny. Yeah, I'm going to build a database. So I did that, and it includes my notes, which are like mini reviews to myself. So if I'm ever like, I did see that, I don't remember how I felt about it, I can go and I can look at my comments from a year ago. So
just quickly, for people who might be tuning in for the first time, what is your all-time record for monthly consumption? At least so far as you've been tracking.
Record was Spooktober 2023, I think. Hang on.
And this is why this is a big part of why we do these episodes. This is insane.
Yes. My Spooktober 2023, I didn't total. I know that movie-wise, I watched 101 movies and I read 2 books. I was not tracking TV show seasons back then, so I can guarantee that I watched several seasons of something. But back in 2023, I was just starting this out, so I did not track that yet. But 101 movies, 2 books.
Feature films in 1 month. That's nuts.
Oh, ham. It was October.
And she obsessively collects news and obsessively consumes other things. Are we talking about video games at all today?
In a way, yes.
Okay.
There is a little bit of video game.
You got books and literature in there today?
Actually, I read 0 books in November, but I've already made that up in December by reading 5. It is December 5th. I have read 1 book each day.
That's... Okay.
For the most part, I have finished books. I have finished some books that I've been in the middle of reading. And I had like 100 pages left on several books. So I just went, today I'm getting this book done. Today I'm getting this book done. And I've spent a couple hours after work every day reading. It's a good time.
Do you ever sleep, Michelle?
Surprisingly, I'm sleeping a lot right now, to the point where I'm kind of concerned. But I just had a physical, and my doctor was like, yeah, you seem fine. I mean, as fine as you can. And I was like, okay, good. So she didn't find anything wrong. I had blood work done. I'm fine. I'm just sleepy. So normally, no. Normally I can function on 6 hours of sleep and be content. So I do have less sleep than most people. But lately I'm like 12 hours. I could go for like another 12. Give me a good old coma. I think I'm overwhelmed by the world and a little not well.
I'm sorry. I just finally broke. You got me on the doctor saying, I mean, you're as fine as you're going to be.
Yeah, she knows my history.
What an awesome cut. I mean, I wouldn't say you're necessarily fine. You're.
I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast, but I had a very funny interaction with her during this past time. We joke a lot. Like, I make a lot of jokes with my doctor, and it was my lady exam time. So I was in the stirrups, and there was a mosquito around my head. So I was like clapping to try to catch it. But then I was just like, oh, for the record, you're doing a great job, but I'm not applauding up here. I'm just trying to catch a mosquito, because I was like. And she thought that was funny, and that's good. My goal is to make all of my medical people laugh so that they don't cry. And my therapist just started calling me out on it. She's like, I've noticed that you're kind of performing sometimes. I'm like, yeah, but like, is it working? Tough crowd.
That's fantastic. All right, So Michelle, where are we going to start today? News, horror in the after times and the before times? What's the first segment today?
Well, I would love to give the numbers.
Oh, shit. We didn't even give the numbers yet. God damn it.
I keep starting them.
I am glad that you are as aware of these things as you are, because I would never get through an episode.
Of course I have a template. Okay. November, my standard for things that I consume each month is 1 point for a movie, 1 point for an entire TV season or miniseries, which there's a debate about that. I just give it 1 point. My sanity can only go so far. And 1 point per book. And then my threshold, if it was a good month, I hit 60. 60 total things consumed. That's what I need to be a happy, happy person. In November, I hit my favorite number. Without even trying, this is my favorite number. 4 cubed, aka 64 things consumed. 61 movies, 3 miniseries or TV show seasons. So it was a good month. We're back. We're back on track.
We're back.
December, I'm really trying to get that number back up. I am so far behind. I have 200 things on my list of movies that I want to see. Because I did take some time and I'm working through some TV shows and they take longer. Right now I'm rewatching all of Stranger Things. And that's going to take a long time, but I have to feel the emotional connection that I did at the end of season 4. And in order to do that, I have to waste an entire week of my life. So I'm doing that. But while I'm doing that, I'm also going to teach myself how to crochet. So it'll still be considered a productive time. I could crochet in silence, or I could crochet with the beautiful melodic tone of 80s synth in the background.
That's I just don't I just personally have way too much of an affinity for just not doing anything.
And that is my least favorite thing in the entire world.
Oh, just hanging out with the dog and just like laying here and like listening to tunes and not doing anything.
Nightmare.
It's beautiful.
Although I am in my bird era, so I do like, even though it's now December, I do still like going outside, saying hello to my little blue jay, giving him some peanuts, and then coming back in because it's fucking freezing.
Does the blue jay have a name?
My husband named him Bluey.
Like the dog?
I don't like it. Yep,
oh, well.
His name is Bluey because he's blue. We also have a squirrel, a red squirrel named Chip, and a gray squirrel named Dale, neither of which are chipmunks. Again, the husband named them, and they are sticking.
Well,
but he let me name the woodpecker Woodrow. So
yeah, Woodrow and that bitch.
Heather.
What was her name? Heather.
I've grown fond of Heather because I do occasionally see her still, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad that you weren't eaten. That's nice.
64 is a hell of a number, Michelle.
Yeah.
I believe in November I watched like 5, maybe 6 movies. Maybe.
Yeah, get those numbers up.
And I watched, I also watched about 87 episodes of Cooking TV. They got a new Tournament of Champions, but it's like a holiday edition, and it's like a tag team situation, so they're like cooking as a 2-person team instead of just on their own, and that's rad. And there was Alex versus America, and there was a new Beat Bobby Flay, the holiday edition. There's so much shit I gotta keep up with, Michelle.
This is making me so hungry. I've been meaning to tell you, and I have been forgetting to tell you, that I did collect a squelching subtitle from one of the Iron Chef episodes.
Oh, no shit? Do you know
they were cutting
who the
open a
chefs
fish.
were?
I can tell you, because I got that documented. I can get you that info after we get done.
Awesome.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but don't worry, I got a database. Everything goes in the database, which I had to upgrade because I hit my record limit with all the squelches and the watch history.
Everybody thinks that like all of these AI things and stuff are what's going to become Skynet, but it's not true. It's Michelle. Michelle is going to become Skynet.
It's me. I am Skynet.
It was me all the time.
What was it? Oh, yeah. When I got banned from that website for opening too many tabs.
Yes.
Because I was collecting squelches, and then I could not convince the computer that I was not one of them.
Yes, you made the robots think you're one of them. That's a superpower.
Turns out that's a bigger issue. and I'm banned from other websites, including one that I use for PlayStation news. So now it's an actual thing I have to try to resolve.
Well,
because I'm apparently on a list now.
Michelle, you're like Michelle the Machine. It's we got to come up with a cool machine L. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
None of the devices in my house will connect to any of the websites because they're all hosted by Cloudflare. And apparently I have an ASN ban. I've been getting very knowledgeable about what exactly my ban is, and it's like the most extreme. And I don't know how to fix that, so I've just been pretending it doesn't exist until I'm reminded of it. Because, oh no, what does that mean? I keep expecting my internet provider to send me a letter. So far, one has not come, but I'm like, I just opened too many tabs, and now I can never look up PlayStation news ever again. So that's what's going on over here. That's the more Michelle in review there. That has been a whole panic attack and a half. Anyway, so the sections of Michelle in review. We're going to do some this month's releases. Then I would usually do news, but I was not tracking news in November because I didn't know we would be coming back. So, there was some news, horror news. I do have one thing that happened. Iron Lung finally got a release date for January something. I don't remember what. I didn't put it on my list yet. I found out today and I am thrilled. It is getting a partial theatrical release. And I am going to request that at least one of the Fargo theaters have it. So I'm very, very excited.
For those who might not be aware, Michelle, what is Iron Lung?
I will answer that if you tell me if you are one of the people who will not be aware.
I haven't got a clue. Michelle, you know me. As much as I love this shit, I can't keep up with this stuff the way you do. I barely keep my own life in order.
I just was curious because that is something I've brought up before, and I do think it's funny, but I also give you so much information all the time. Okay, so Iron Lung. I know, it's funny to me. Let me giggle. Let me have my ha-has. I have so few these days. Okay, so Iron Lung was a small indie game, indie horror game. So yeah, we do have a little bit of video game news. A small indie horror game where you are a singular person in essentially a submarine on a foreign planet, and you are delving into this gigantic lake of what looks like blood, and it is just you in this submarine plunging the depths, discovering what you can see, and reporting back. And Markiplier, a video game streamer who has an OnlyFans, which I subscribe to, and it's very funny because it's all tasteful nudes. Like, one of them is he's like doing the splits while jumping out of the water, and a shark is attacking his genitals. And all of the money he raised for his OnlyFans went to some charity. So
wait,
this is great. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did you just describe a photo of a man jumping out of the water, doing the splits, and having his genitalia attacked by a shark as a tasteful nude?
I mean, given how happy he seems while it's happening, he doesn't seem bothered by it. So yes, I think that's tasteful.
I mean, I get it.
I think I could have that up in a work cubicle.
It's not, like, overtly sexual, okay, I get it, but there's just something about that being a tasteful, it's like a fucking weird nude is what it is.
I would put it in the Louvre, except now we've learned that we can't put anything in the Louvre because it might get taken. They might take the Markiplier tasteful nude, the Louvre nude. Anyway, so Markiplier is a video game streamer, very funny, very well known. If you watch any video game streamers and you've never heard of Markiplier, reach out to me because I'm curious what your life is like. But he played Iron Lung, loved Iron Lung, decided to produce and star in Iron Lung, and has had a very long time getting a theatrical release for this, and finally decided to self-finance it. So he is getting this into as many theaters as he can on January 30th of this year. And Fargo is not on the list yet, but I'm going to reach out to the theaters.
So it's a movie based on the video game.
Yes, sorry, I skipped a point
Okay.
there, but yes.
No, I just
movie
wanted to make
based
sure
on the
I
game
was
of the same
following.
name. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
No, I just
It is the
you made
case
this.
of him. Yeah. It
Go
is
ahead.
a case of him being writer, director, and star, which is always concerning, but he has done other work, so it's not like a first thing, and the trailers look rad as hell. Like, the trailers look, it's just him dripping with a red substance in a black, endless void. It has had me so fucking excited. So, let's go, Mark.
Dripping with a red substance in a black, endless void.
AKA a tasteful nude.
One thing this did just make me think of, since you mentioned we didn't have a lot of news, there is one thing I want to mention, is the first teaser trailer for Curry Barker's, I believe his theatrical feature debut, Obsession, just dropped recently. Yes. It's all over the internet. Go check it out. It's an awesome little teaser. Curry Barker, he did The Chair, right?
Yes. Oh, sorry,
Michelle?
I didn't know that was a question. I thought that was rhetorical. Oh, I thought you're like, oh, he did The Chair, right?
I was asking.
He did that.
Okay, I see.
No, he definitely.
So he did The Chair, and then what was that found footage film he did that was like an hour long? I don't remember. Milk and Cereal. That's what it's called. Milk and Cereal.
Yeah. There's another one he did that I really like that did not get the attention that Milk and Cereal did. Give me 2 seconds just because it's going to bother me. Oh, but, it's because it was also a short. Warnings. Warnings was really fucking good.
But yeah, check out that teaser. Very much looking forward to seeing what that guy is up to all the time.
And I am refusing to watch the trailer because I'm already too excited. And if I get more excited, I might burst. So for my own protection, I cannot watch the Curry Barker.
Please don't burst.
Trailer. I mean, someday it's going to happen. There's going to be one day where I get a little too excited. I've had a little too much Red Bull. And I'm just going to pop and become ether.
Okay, are you going to burst or are you going to pop?
I feel like those are the same because if I pop, I can still explode into moisture. And I feel like that's what bursting would be. I will become a bunch of moisture and then float away in the wind.
Okay. To me, a burst is a little bit more violent and extreme than a pop, I guess.
And I would think it's the opposite. I would think a pop is more extreme. Yeah. I think it's because, like, a pop reminds me of balloons and bubble wrap, which is always very startling. But a burst, like, a flower can burst into bloom, and that is the most delicate thing to happen. So
okay. 23 minutes, Michelle.
Listen, we got through 2 bullet points. We're doing well.
Yes, we did.
And then,
doing good.
If you're new, here's the order of the movies that we're going to do. We're going to do horror in the after times, aka new horror, aka post-COVID. Horror in the before times, aka older horror, aka pre-COVID. Non-horror, because, whoa, I watch stuff besides horror movies. Yeah, I'm fucking well-read, but, like, movie-wise, movie style. I'm well-read, but movies. And then literature, of which I have nothing. But don't worry, in December, I have so much for December already. And I went a little crazy, and I bought a little too many books in November, and I even volunteered at a book convention, and I came home with 3 more fucking books that I went to this book convention just being like, I have no interest in this, but yeah, sure, I'll volunteer, and I'll lend my expertise as a event planner. And then I left with 3 fucking books. One of them is the most beautiful book I've ever seen.
Was that the porn book thing?
That was the porn book thing.
Sweet.
Yeah, Fables and Flames. If you're interested in going next year, hit me up. It was fun. No men allowed. I mean, they are allowed, but it was a lot of ladies, and that was the best part. Anyway, that could be inflammatory. Let's move on. Let's go back to the beginning of the list, the beginning of time, aka this month's releases. It's December, and you know what that means? Not a whole lot of horror stuff coming out. There's some big things that everybody's aware of, like the Five Nights at Freddy's sequel, so I'm not going to include those. Instead, I've got 3 things that are a little lesser known. First off, we're actually going to cover this on the podcast, but it was something I've been very excited about. Reflection in a Dead Diamond, aka Reflet dans un diamant mort. I'm pretty sure that's the exact accent that's supposed to have, right? I nailed it. Yeah, nailed it. That came out today on Shudder, and I have been excited. I have heard stuff about this from its festival runs. It has sounded really good, and we're gonna cover it on the show because it hit Shudder. So you know what? We watch Shudder. It's in the fucking name.
We do.
You hear?
Yeah, that'll be our next single movie focused episode, and you might get that just a few days after this drops if you're listening immediately to everything we do, because you just can't. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I was gonna do this whole thing about how rad we are and people are addicted to us, and it wasn't right.
We are number one on some people's Spotify Wrapped playlists or podcast lists, and that's crazy to me.
That is
also
pretty wild.
My Spotify Wrapped made me feel really attacked because my top 5 genres were melodic rap, smooth jazz, soundtrack, and then I think it was like pop punk and folk or something. But I'm like, what the fuck am I?
How
Yes.
I understand it as a category, but how is soundtrack a genre?
You know what? I know. I have the same. Although
it's a soundtrack band. They're not a rock band. They're a soundtrack band.
Actually, I do wonder. Oh, okay. How do I sum this up in a way that's not boring for anybody else? One of my past obsessions when I was going through my manic episodes was that any music that I downloaded, I meticulously updated the metadata on so that it followed the same format. And so when I was listening on my iPod, I could easily locate things without worrying. And all of the soundtrack stuff, I did put the genre as soundtrack. So it's possible that I'm listening to the things that are listed in my files, which would be a lot of musicals. And that would make a lot of sense. So I bet I'm the reason for the soundtrack genre. It was an obsession. Then one day I went, wait, Spotify does that for you? And I felt like I wasted years of my life. Because I did.
All right, so Reflections in a Dead Diamond. What other titles are you looking forward to this month?
2 more. One of these, I wouldn't say that I'm really looking forward to it, but I thought you might be. Trash's Revenge, Return of the Living Dead universe, December 8th. It is Return of the Living Dead, a movie.
I'm real curious about it because it's supposed to be this sort of like, I don't know, like sequel or just sort of spin-off from the original Return of the Living Dead. But then there's also the Return of the Living Dead remake coming. And it's interesting to me that... Oh, did it get pushed back to next year now?
It did, November 2026. I was checking, because December was the original release date. We were going to have that and Trash's Revenge this month. And instead, we're waiting a whole nother year.
Oh my god, that sucks. Yeah. But yeah,
Sorry
absolutely.
To pop / burst your bubble.
Linnea Quigley is in Trash's Revenge, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously, definitely excited to see that. I believe so. I mean, Return of the Living Dead, total classic. If you've never seen it, turn this podcast off, go put it on, change your life. But yeah, very excited about Trash's Revenge.
Miss Quigley is not listed on IMDb for this movie. I thought that was the whole thing, because she's trash. I don't mean it in that way.
No, it's character. Yeah.
But
interesting. Well, either way, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got some questions, but nothing I will have answered in the time that it takes to finish up this episode, and won't have me
as long as it has
speaking out loud.
As long as it has a split dog in it, I'll be happy.
Yeah. It is still produced by Linnea Quigley, but that's wild.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so the third and last thing that I am looking forward to is Dust Bunny, coming out December 12th. Starring Mads Mikkelsen, Sigourney Weaver, and David Dastmalchian, plus a little girl I've never heard of. It is a horror movie about a little girl who needs help killing the monster under her bed. And when I heard little girl needs help, I went, there's a child. Is this family horror? It's rated R, bitches. It's all good. Mads Mikkelsen can do literally anything, and I will be thrilled that he's there. So I'm really excited about that one. It's one of those where, like, I kept hearing some stuff about it for a while. I have not watched any trailers. I've seen several still images from it. It has me intrigued. You put Mads Mikkelsen, Sigourney Weaver, and David Dastmalchian in a movie, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it the month it comes out. I'll pirate it if I have to. And then I will mail them a $10 bill because I'm an ethical pirate.
Michelle, does some little girl who you've never heard of before have a name?
Ugh, hang on. I'm sure it's not important.
We don't need to waste time looking it up. I was just curious if maybe...
Now we got to waste everybody's time while I look it up. Hang on.
Well, you know,
this
if you had done your preparation like a professional.
The little girl is played by Sigourney Weaver. No, I'm joking. It's Sophie Sloane, I believe, is the one who is the star in this. And she has been in stuff that I've never heard of.
Sweet.
So she's a little girl. She
cool.
I wish, so IMDb doesn't always tell people's birthdays. I wish they would, because I cannot tell what age children are, and I feel like if I was looking at these pages, like, I'm gonna guess 10. But for all I know, she's 4. She's definitely younger than 30. But I would love to know what age approximately this little girl actually is. But yeah, that's funny. I was scared it was going to be family horror, but it seems it's adult horror. And hell yeah, let's do it. Writer-director Brian Fuller made this. He's a guy who has made actually like a lot of Star Trek. A lot of the Star Trek episodes come from him. Discovery and Voyager. I was a Voyager girl.
I was sold on little girl seeks help killing the monster under her bed. I was like, all right, that's Perfect. A concept that I'll play. Let's see what happens.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you've been sold, and I no longer need to pitch to you because I am not good at sales. They say, no, I'm not interested, and I cry and take it personally. Speaking of crying and taking it personally, horror in the after times, aka the nows, aka the new horror, aka post-COVID. Why am I crying? Because I am the new horror. There are 4 things that I watched that could be considered horror in the after times because they came out in 2024 and 2025, and that's the metric that we used. I finally watched Him, the Jordan Peele produced film starring Marlon Wayans and that other guy, whose name I definitely have not forgotten and am not stalling for time. Nope, that's a Finnish rock band by the same name. How do I find this movie on IMDb? It's a movie called Him. It has big names tied to it. Why is this not easy to find? Anyway, definitely was not procrastinating. Tyreek Withers. I definitely knew that. He plays Cam. But a lot of people did not like Him. I liked it. I do think the ending was not good, and I think it's one of those where the ending might break it enough to the point that people hate this movie, and that is valid. But I liked it.
I'm definitely interested in seeing it. I remember from a little bit of the preview material that I saw that if memory served, there was a lot of blood in broad daylight, and I'm always curious about extra bloody stuff in broad daylight.
Yes, there was a lot of
blood.
Did you ever see
Midsommar out there in Horrorland? If you've never seen Ari Aster's Midsommar, you need to go see that. There's some fucking blood in broad daylight. That's a fuck.
Hey,
I just had a random memory.
That's a great segue.
Did you see Eddington?
That is what I was about to segue into. Yes, I did. It's on HBO. Did you see it?
I have not yet, no.
Okay, I'm going to say something you don't like. Well,
because, like, my mom died, and then I had to move to a new apartment. I don't have all the time in the world, Michelle.
Okay, yeah. I guess you're going to use that excuse for, like, 5 more years.
Hey, we made it 34 minutes into this episode before I ever mentioned it. You cut me some slack.
I know. On the other hand, I've been using that excuse around my house all the time. I can't do dishes. JD's mom died, okay? I can't let the dog out right now. JD's mom died.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. It's not working. It's not working as effectively for me over here.
How is Eddington, Michelle?
So someone I listened to last podcast on the left, and Henry Zabrowski, I much older episode, when he saw it, had the quote, "Wow, everyone was really mad during that screening." And so I went into the movie just remembering that little tidbit as the only thing I took away from him mentioning he had seen it. And at the end I went, yeah, I know why everybody's mad about that movie, and I loved it. This is my second favorite Ari Aster film. It's Hereditary, Eddington, Midsommar, Beau is Afraid.
Okay.
I really liked Eddington. And it's full of very irritating people, but I understand what he was getting across, and man, I think he did it really well.
I remember when it was playing theatrically, our friend Kevin, who was our first guest on the show way back on the episode we did for a movie called The Seed. You should go check that episode out. And that movie, if memory serves, I kind of really liked that one. But he sent me a text message, and if memory serves, what he said was that when the movie was done, he wanted to find Ari Aster and punch him in the face. So I'm definitely, once again, I'm sounding like a broken record here, but yeah, I'm definitely curious to see what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, and that reaction, 100% justified. It's that kind of movie where I'm like, anybody who fucking hates this movie, yeah, I get it. Anybody who loves this movie, aka me, I get it. It is annoying. It's an annoying movie, and I really enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I went in with
How
the lowest
long
expectations. Is it? 2 hours and 28 minutes. It is
God
too
damn
long.
It, Ari.
I know, but I liked it. This is, at least in comparison to Beau is Afraid, this is a much more effective too long movie. But like I said, the movie's irritating, and I do think that's part of it. He was like, I can't have just a standard runtime. I am trying to torture the audience. So it does need to be too long so that when they see it in theater, even if they like it, they're going to be like, oh my God, so much of my life spent on this movie. And if they hate it, they're going to be like, what the fuck? So much of my life spent on that movie. I do love reading the reviews from people who hated it because it makes me like it more. It's very effective.
All right, Michelle.
I need you to see it because you're gonna hate it and you're gonna be so mad. It's gonna be
well,
great.
Depending on how late this goes, you may have talked me into watching it after we're done recording tonight.
Excellent. Then we're done. Good night, everybody. Jamie's gotta go watch Eddington.
Sweet. This
okay.
will be an easy episode to go through and clean up at 38 minutes.
I'm not going to talk about Begonia, but I do want to just throw in the message that you sent me about Begonia that convinced me to go watch that movie. So I just convinced you to see Eddington. You went to see Begonia in the theater. And what was the message that you sent me?
I don't remember.
Okay. It was then I'm going to paraphrase. It was something like Begonia is the type of trash that you will absolutely love.
Oh, yeah. I believe it was Begonia is an absolute trash film and you will probably love it.
Yes. And I went, well, goddamn, now I got to see it.
And did you love it?
No. Actually,
okay.
Surprisingly.
Okay.
I love Emma Stone. It is impossible to get me to dislike Emma Stone. I do like Emma Stone. The movie was just okay. It was too long.
We'll have to talk about that off the air.
Yeah. But I love Emma Stone. I don't think I've ever seen anything, even if it's a movie that I don't overall like, where I'm like, everything sucked except for her. Like, Emma Stone is just a treasure, and she can do no wrong. But yet, I did not like the movie. It was fine. It's like, okay, I want to go see the film it's based off of, but I haven't been able to find it anywhere, and it's actually been on my list for a long time.
It's based on another film?
Yep, Save the Green Planet. And I cannot find it. I'm actually going to go look. From 2003.
Maybe it doesn't exist. Don't go look now, Michelle. We've got an episode to record.
I know. It's apparently Japanese and batshit insane, though. I think I'm going to wind up buying the physical DVD from Japan and having it shipped to my house because I have to see this. I have to see what Begonia was supposed to be. Anyway, other movies that I have seen. Frankenstein. The new Guillermo del Toro. I had zero interest. I'm surprised how much I liked it. What I didn't like was the heavy use of CGI in the first part of the film, because it's like, why do we have just people that were made by computers when they could have just been people on set? It's one of those where like it's heavily like stylized to the point where it took me out. But then later in the film, when it's just like a couple people on a beautiful gothic set and they really need to nail that, then the heavy the way that they use the CGI was actually very effective and I liked it. But then it took me back out because Frankenstein's monster, Adam, grows hair and I don't like that. He grows hair.
Spoilers!
And you see him in the beginning. He has hair. I'm just saying, I don't like him with hair. And at first I'm like, oh, I don't like this. And then when he's born, he's bald. And that's good. But then as he ages, he gets hair again. And I don't like that.
Isn't that what happens with people though?
Yeah, which I'm fine with other things, aging and growing hair. This particular Frankenstein's monster, Adam, he should not have hair. He gets real scrungly. I don't like it. He should have stayed bald. That's all. That's my major complaint of the film is don't have CGI people when you could have people, and don't give Frankenstein's monster hair if he looks like this. The hair. Listen, I think I'm the only person who has ever complained about that in this movie, but it bothered me. I don't like the way he looks when he gets hair. I don't like it. It looks freaky.
All I took from that is Michelle maybe wants to fuck a bald Frankenstein monster.
Listen, all I'm saying is this resurrected corpse is way hotter when he doesn't have hair. I'm a simple girl. Give me a resurrected corpse that's freshly groomed.
Give me a bald assembled man.
Yeah. Speaking of assembly though, part of what sells Frankenstein, the first half is much better than the second half, but c'est la vie. Welcome to musical theater, kids. This isn't musical or theater. I've just also seen Wicked and we'll get to that in a bit. But the way that they show Frankenstein creating Adam is really cool. I love the design that they use, and the logic that they use to be like, this is how medicine will bring this man to life. It was really cool. Also, Christoph Waltz is in it, and I didn't even know he's in it. And that man, look, I know a lot of people love like Morgan Freeman's voice or like Samuel L. Jackson. Christoph Waltz, #1 voice. I want him to be my little like my alarm clock being like, ding ding, time to wake up, but in German, that's Hai Chu. That is Hai Chu.
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit. Nobody knows. JD was just floating Hai Chu in front of the webcam, and I was like, is Christoph Waltz the spokesman for Hai Chu? I need to go buy Hai Chu immediately. But yeah, Frankenstein, it was fine. No, it was not fine. The Front Room starring Brandy. Oh man, I finally saw that movie, and it is so bad it's good. I enjoyed it, but not for the reasons I was supposed to. I cannot tell at all if it was supposed to be comedic, but I laughed my ass off, and I don't think I was supposed to be laughing. But man, I recommended The Front Room to so many people. I thought it was disturbing. It was very disturbing, and it was very irritating. Apparently, I just like being annoyed with my movies. The Front Room with Brandy, that's out there now. Try
Nobody who's been with us for a while is surprised by that, Michelle.
Why won't I die? Why won't I die? Great fucking movie. Anyway. And then I rewatched Else. Yeah, I rewatched Else, which I had talked about back in, I don't know, like September at some point. French body horror film where people just start essentially morphing into their environment, and it's an epidemic, and they're trying to stop that from happening. So you gotta like keep moving so that like if you're too sedentary, you're gonna start becoming the bed. Like the visuals in this movie are fantastic. I did have to rewatch it a second time. It's now available on Prime for free. I didn't have to rent it this time. And God, I love this movie. This, if I had seen it in 2024, it would have been one of my favorites for 2024. I really like it. I understand that a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's French and pretentious. Pretentious. That's a word now. Pretentious. And I don't like it for that reason. You know what? Valid. But you know what I love? Wee wee. Love that movie.
You love wee wee?
I love wee wee. It means yes, yes. I'm sophisticated. As I drink my Gatorade.
That frankly looks like wee wee.
Wee wee. It is yellow. Gatorade can only be yellow or red. I don't care about any other flavors. And yes, yellow and red are flavors when it comes to Gatorade. That is it for my horror in the aftertimes. JD, did you have anything for horror in the aftertimes?
Just one thing that I wanted to mention. I did finally see Abraham's Boys, which was one of the Shudder releases that we missed while we were on hiatus. Based on, I guess, a story written by... is either Stephen King or Joe Hill, and at this point I can't remember. I can't differentiate the two from each other. I think it was Joe Hill.
I don't remember.
But sort of an interesting play on the Dracula story, kind of an after a sequel in a way to Dracula that takes some interesting spins on Abraham Van Helsing coming. Here's the interesting thing about it is it's a much more serious and darker film, but it did remind me to a certain extent of a film that you and I both saw a while back called I Had a Bloody Good Time at House Harker with our friend Derek Haugen. Because it's about like some of the survivors and characters from Dracula coming to the United States, and then those things possibly following them there, and now they got to deal with that sort of thing. Again, this is a much more serious thing. It deals with Van Helsing instead of the Harkers, but I wasn't entirely taken by it. It started to do something that I thought was very, very interesting, and that it was gonna become a story. Like it was sort of captivating in its idea, but it never really does anything to a real sort of conclusive extent with the idea. Which, as you know, I like stories to have a nice conclusive ending. I would rather you have a conclusive ending that I dislike than to just have an ambiguous ending entirely. And I wouldn't even say this was, it was kind of ambiguous, but yeah, it just didn't quite work for me. Written and directed by Natasha Kermani, who did that movie Lucky a few years back that I was really taken with, but you weren't quite as affected by for reasons that you can learn if you go listen to that old episode as well. But yeah, really well made film. I think Natasha Kermani is a talented director, and obviously Joe Hill has some skill in writing. There's some good occasional real horror show with some blood and gore in the movie, but overall didn't really take me.
It sounds like instead of watching that movie, I should just go rewatch I Had a Bloody Good Time at House Harker, and I'll have a really good time with that movie instead.
Yeah, completely different kind of movie, but yeah, just like that whole element of Dracula has come to the new world, maybe.
It's been a while. I should go rewatch I Had a Bloody Good Time at House Harker. And you dear listener, if you have not seen it, you can. It's out there streaming. in the ether, and I can tell you on what platforms in like 2 seconds, but you know what? I don't know what platforms because I bought the DVD.
Yeah,
so
it's
that it can go on my physical media collection.
I even had it's a movie that I just kind of found. The guy Derek Haugen, our friend, if memory serves, he had reached out to us about something that he had one of the episodes we had done. And I went and checked out the movie, and because I had remembered seeing the poster for the movie, I believe it was on Tubi when I saw it. But in really fun horror comedy, really great indie spirit. I strongly recommend you check it out. It was a real good time.
You can find it for free on Plex, or if you have a Prime subscription and you do not want to deal with ads, it is available on Prime Video.
Woohoo!
So go check it out. You'll have.
I had a bloody good time at House Harker. It's a long title, but it's worth it. It's
so dumb, but I really enjoy that.
Delightfully dumb. Yes,
so
delightfully.
Good. It is delightfully dumb. And Derek Haugen, real nice guy. He let me read one of the scripts that never came to be, and it was really good.
Shout out, by the way, Derek, if you are listening, I did get your message, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Was the message nudes? No, I know it wasn't. But I do like that the audience doesn't know what it was, and as far as they're concerned, tasteful nudes.
He just sent me a nice message after the passing of my mom.
Okay, but the conspiracy that it might be tasteful nudes is so much better. It just, if there's any option, just let them think there's tasteful nudes. Speaking of tasteful nudes, horror in the before times. I don't know what that means exactly. Segue. So there's 3 things that I gave a little rewatch to in November. It was kind of a rough month, and I just needed some comfort films. So, starting with my first comfort film, Dark City from 1998. I don't think I had given that movie as much attention as it deserved the previous 2 or 3 times that I had seen it. But it definitely, I liked it a lot more on this 4th watch. I've always liked it, but I feel like I was very analytical while I was just sitting there actually watching a movie and not multitasking and just trying to take myself away from the world. Go to just a beautiful dark city. For those who aren't aware, Dark City, it's a movie. Wow, surprising. It stars Kiefer Sutherland, Jennifer Connelly, and then some other guy whose name I'm pulling up. Is that Rufus Sewell who plays John Murdoch? I think so. I hope so. But
yes,
it's
Rufus
a weird...
Sewell.
Perfect. It is a weird fantasy cyberpunk film, essentially where this man wakes up and he doesn't remember anything, but he is in this dark world where it is always night, and he's trying to figure out his own identity. And then there's a bunch of guys who are super pale and bald, just like I like them, just like Adam, aka Frankenstein's monster. This is a real horny movie. Anyway, but it's just it's the kind of sci-fi that I love, and I really just paid attention a lot more this time and liked it. And it sounds weird to say it that way, because like I always pay attention, but this time I was really like taking in every detail, because now I was rewatching and knowing a little bit more about what was happening and trying to catch like the foreshadowing moments and like the hints at what the truth is. It's really solid. It is also available on Tubi with ads, or else free on Prime Video. Well, not free. If you have a subscription, if you're already paying for it, you get it. Dark City, 1998. Highly recommended if you're into that sort of thing.
I love that movie. It's one of my very favorites. Just fantastic story. Really interesting ideas. Sort of, like you said, sort of like a, like almost like a Blade Runner kind of sci-fi film noir kind of vibe to it in a lot of ways. But yeah, just interestingly enough, It was Roger Ebert's #1 film of 1998.
I'm not surprised. It is. I mean,
Yeah,
you and I both consider it a great movie. And if Roger Ebert also considers it a great movie, that's three people with very different tastes, and we all think it's a great movie, so it must be.
Yeah, and I think it was him he was at least involved with, but maybe was the spearhead behind the Overlooked Film Festival, and that played, he helped get that into that festival at one time because he felt it was such a criminally underrated film, and I absolutely agree. It's fantastic. It's so good. Mm-hmm. Shut it down.
Anytime I'm trying to find movies of specific genres that I might enjoy, this one comes up on all of the lists of various stuff where I'm like, I want a movie that's gonna make me feel sad and it's kind of spooky. Dark City. I want an underrated horror gem. Dark City. Like, it's on all of them.
Also, I do want to point out, had special effects in it of a very similar concept to a lot of what you would see, like, 15, 16 years later in Inception. And, like, Inception obviously did it to a greater level of magnitude, but especially for 1998, there are incredible special effects in that movie.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a real good movie.
Go watch it. Change your life.
Go watch it. Change your life. And if you've seen it, go watch it again. And then go watch I Had a Bloody Good Time at House Harker. Now available on Plex for free with ads and Prime with a subscription.
Watch everything we tell you to.
Next one, I went to 1999, just a year further, and I had to rewatch The Mummy.
000 party over, oops, out of time.
Did you hear the movie I announced, JD, or were you singing?
I believe you said The Mummy.
Okay, I was curious if you had actually heard it, because you just were in your own world. Mummy,
I got into a Prince vibe there for a minute, yeah.
Apparently. I was not in a Prince vibe. I was in a Pharaoh vibe with The Mummy. This movie's just got some real sexy people in it.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Yeah, I had to rewatch it because I have this group chat with a wild conglomeration of friends who, instead of sending them random memes, I just have one group chat, and it used to be that you were not allowed to type any text in the chat, or I would shame you for it. And we would all send like little GIFs/gifs to each other, shaming if you said anything. You were not allowed to speak. You could only talk in memes. But anyway, somebody had posted a meme in there about how The Mummy is the bisexual awakening of basically every woman in her 30s. And yeah, God, it's because you watch it and you're like, Brendan Fraser's real fine. Who is this lady? Why do I like her clumsy? Yeah. The Mummy began the bisexual movement.
I imagine that both the fellow who played Imhotep and the fellow who played the other guy who with the facial hair who was along with Brendan Fraser and why can't I remember her name? This is embarrassing. The actress's name, I can't remember it, but
I am joking on Gatorade, so I can't. I'm
I was just gonna let it go, Michelle, but you go ahead and tell the world.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Michelle just almost died choking on Gatorade, but
God, of all the ways to go out, I would ask you to lie for me if I died on this call. Please just tell people it was autoerotic asphyxiation.
No,
I would prefer that.
I'll tell him you choked on water. That's at least respectable, you know.
I
as
don't
a beverage.
think so. If you choke on water, you deserve to get taken out.
Well, you may be right.
I mean, if you drown, that's different. But if you choke on water, my body is 75% this, and yet this 1 milliliter was too much. I don't remember how much water.
I haven't seen The Mummy in a while, Michelle. It still holds up.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's actually better than I remember. I think the 1990s were the perfect time for Brendan Fraser. He is one of my all-time favorites. I am ecstatic that he has had such a massive comeback, except for The Whale, which we will just scratch off his list of filmography for. But he's fantastic in it. Aronofsky just fucked everything up.
And I think I think we all know that he absolutely meant no harm by what he was.
No,
trying
I do not
to do.
hold him.
But
fuck, as I'm rewatching Stranger Things, Sadie Sink just makes me mad now because I think of The Whale and I go, God, you're the exact same fucking character. You're just this angry teenage girl. Do you do other things? And I'm just irrationally mad at Sadie Sink, who is much younger than me and does not deserve to be bullied. But why the fuck does this movie exist? Okay, sorry.
I'm sure I've asked you before, Michelle, but have you watched Brendan Fraser in Doom Patrol?
Oh, yeah. I watched all of Doom Patrol. I'm real sad that we don't get more.
The first season of Doom Patrol fucking broke me on so many levels. It's like, if you've never seen Doom Patrol, it's on HBO Max. I strongly suggest you watch it. There's 2 seasons. But the Doom Patrol is this superhero team. Think of it like the X-Men, but instead of a group of people, like a group of young people who have these emerging powers who are being rejected by their society and their parents and their families and this whole thing. Instead, it's a bunch of people getting together as it's like the superhero like trauma support group, and a lot of their powers are deeply tied in with the traumas that they've experienced, and it is fucking heavy at times, but also hilarious at times. What a rad show.
I like the melty lady.
Yeah, I also like what is it? Is it Johnny the Street or whatever? That's his name, is Johnny the Street or something. Maybe it's Danny the Street.
Oh, the one that's an actual literal street.
Well, I wasn't going to tell people that, Michelle, but
that means they will forget by the time that actually becomes a thing, and then they just tell you, yeah,
what
it's a street.
Phenomenal creature and character, so good. Yeah, I'm glad Brendan Fraser's getting a lot more. There's a new Mummy movie coming, isn't there?
Yes, there is. It's not him, and I'm concerned it's another Tom Cruise. Hang on. Coming out on April 17th, we have Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Ooh, it does not have anything to do with Tom Cruise. It stars Jack Rayner. Jack Rayner is... it's the guy from Midsommar! Exciting! It's Christian.
No, Michelle, isn't there a new, Brendan Fraser Mummy movie?
Not that I'm aware of. Brendan Fraser...
What am I even thinking? I don't know where I got this idea, but I thought for sure there was a new movie with Brendan Fraser that was tied in with the Mummy franchise. Are you making a new movie with Brendan
Fraser? Do we get a new Mummy? Are you producing The Mummy with Brendan Fraser?
I hope not.
Is this how we find that out?
Maybe I'm just surprised. I don't know. Yes, The Mummy 4 in pre-production.
It is not on IMDb.
It's
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I hope it's actually him then.
It is. It's on his Wikipedia filmography. I'm looking right at it.
Tell me when it's on IMDb.
Oh,
pre-production means nothing on Wikipedia.
We're boring the hell out of these people.
This is a strong point of contention because I get really mad when things are listed as pre-production, because that means I talked to a friend drunkenly at a party and we're making this movie.
I have seen several stories in my Facebook feed about it over the last several days. I haven't clicked on any of them, but yeah, I've seen a decent amount of talk about it.
I forgot about that super credible news source Facebook feed of links I haven't even read. I'm sorry, your mom died. I shouldn't bully you like this. You get a pass. Anyway, I watched one more movie in the before times. JD is so upset. Coraline, 2009. How the fuck is this a children's movie? How is this rated PG? Parental guidance? No. Parentally guided trauma? Fuck. I love Coraline, but every time I watch this, I'm like, this is essentially what horror movies in the early 90s were for kids, where like you were fucking them up and you weren't aware. But it's 2009 and we were aware that this was gonna fuck some kids up, and surprisingly, wow, it did. It did. It's really traumatic to just have, in case you're not aware, Coraline is a CGI claymation, what do you call it, stop motion animation film about this little girl. Her name's Coraline, and her parents kind of suck, and her life kind of shit, and everything's gray and sad and looks like a Tim Burton film. And then she finds a little doorway and she climbs through into a different world. In this world, it's great. Her mom loves her. Her dad loves her. The only problem is everybody has buttons on their eyes. And, oh, that's a weird, quirky thing. But everybody loves Coraline. And she's so happy in this other world. And then it gets weird. I mean, it starts weird with the whole people have buttons for eyes. But it gets weird in the way that I'm sure children had nightmares. And you know what? That's why I like it. Fuck those kids up early so that they know what the world's all about, and then they become good horror fans later on, because nothing is more traumatic than Coraline. They will be totally fine watching any slasher film, because nothing is more horrifying than Other Mother, which is what the mother in the other world is called. Coraline was co-written by Neil Gaiman, and we don't have to talk about it. I'm just acknowledging that, and we're aware. And this property has moved beyond him. So he did some of his own traumatizing things.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So Coraline. Every time I'm like, it can't be that creepy. I remember that movie. It's not that creepy. It absolutely
is. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Every time I'm like, nope, this movie is not for children.
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
From sci-fi.com, like the TV channel, syfy.com, Sci-Fi Newswire. Brendan Fraser confirms The Mummy 4. The Mummy 4, starring Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz, will be directed by radio silence duo Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette. This is from November 26th, 2025. At long last, Universal's The Mummy franchise is rising from its tomb with a little help from Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz.
Oh no, the camera froze for like a second. Did JD get so mad?
Yeah.
Oh, there, you're back. Okay, it froze on my end, and I'm like, is JD so mad that his internet went out?
Probably.
No, that's cool. Awesome. I'm glad it's actually confirmed news and not just stuff you're seeing in a Facebook feed. That's how America got to where we are.
I understand where you're coming from, Michelle, but I would like to at least believe you would have a little more faith in me than to just believe some random shit I read in my Facebook feed.
God, I wish you had done comedy roast battles when those were a thing locally, because if you're this upset at me, it would have been, my roast would have been like, JD believes Facebook feed headlines and doesn't read the article, and your entire thing, if you went up after me, would have just evolved into you defending yourself for 10 minutes, and then
wow.
Anyway, it's so fun. I love bullying you. Did you have anything for horror in the before times?
Yeah, just quickly, in a weird way, and I imagine it has a lot to do with what's been going on in my life for the last year. I've been going and spending a little time with some more I guess extreme horror films. I've managed to see now 3 of the 4 American guinea pig films this year. And I just finally saw the first one from 2014, Bouquet of Guts and Gore. Basically an homage to the original guinea pig. I believe it's Guinea Pig 2, Flower of Flesh and Blood, which is the one that notoriously Charlie Sheen got a copy of, apparently, and thought it was a legitimate snuff film. I've seen it, and it's... Anyway, I guess maybe at that time you might have been able to believe it, but I don't know. Bouquet of Guts and Gore...
made things look realistic. We have a lot of pixels now.
Yeah.
We get so many pixels.
Bouquet of Guts and Gore, makeup effects and gore effects by Marcus. I don't know if it's Koch or Koch. It's Koch. He's the guy who made the movie 100 Tears. It probably can be Koch, Michelle. His name might be Marcus Koch. You're absolutely right.
And there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm sorry for all the kids who bullied him.
He's the guy who made a movie called 100 Tears that I've talked about a couple of times that predates Terrifier and has a lot of the same elements as Terrifier, and I think is better than Terrifier. But it's fucking severe, right? It's basically an evolution of that Flower and Flesh and Blood thing. But again, the issue with things like this to me is, ultimately, because there's not a narrative going on, it's just an hour and a half of bodies getting cut up. It frankly gets really kind of boring for me pretty quickly. So it's a thing that, I've seen it. I can say I've seen it now. I would never watch it again. But it's fucking severe. It's what they set out to do, and in that sense, you can't fault them at all.
Yep. Now it's your job to segue into non-horror. It's not easy.
No, well, the other one I wanted to mention is from...
Okay.
Yeah, from 2011, again, a very extreme film called The Bunny Game, which is supposed to, or is based on real experiences had by the star of the film while living as a prostitute. Basically, this prostitute gets kidnapped and tortured, and it's really extreme and messed up, and not something I would recommend for anybody who's even remotely faint-hearted. It's not really bloody and gory. It's just very... there's a lot of just real kind of torturous stuff that goes on for quite a bit of the movie. It also opens, just fair warning, with a graphic a graphic sexual sequence, a pornographic sequence. So I just want to make people aware of that if it is something that you do go check out.
Unsimulated.
Yeah, 100% unsimulated.
It doesn't just start with a sex scene. It starts with unsimulated sex.
No, it's Yeah, just like the very first thing you see is a blowjob. It's not what I was expecting.
I was gonna go watch this immediately. Oh man, wow. I love just hanging out watching blowjobs. The Bunny Game, not to be confused with the House Bunnies trying on a Ferris.
I think the thing about movies like this that I find so interesting is I'm fascinated by the people who do this, right? The performance element of this, the things that they're willing to put themselves through to create these sort of cinematic experiences. I'm really just sort of psychologically fascinated by that idea. In the same way that I'm fascinated by like deathmatch wrestling. It's because I'm not a person who could ever go through any of that, regardless of whether I knew it was perfectly safe and staged in safe ways or whatnot. I find just the very idea of it really intriguing.
Like extreme haunted houses. I want to do them, and you find that absolutely awful.
No, God, no. I wouldn't want to have anything to do with it.
I would. Maybe. I would love the Bunny Game. No, I haven't seen it, so that is not a comment on anything actually in the film. But I have heard about this movie, and no thank you. I don't think. Although now I'm intrigued. I can't have you watching an extreme horror film that I haven't seen because I am the extreme horror aficionado. And now you sent me a list, and now I have other movies to watch based off the list you sent me.
If you are curious to see it, it's available to stream on a somewhat new, smaller horror streaming service called Cranked Up TV. They actually have a whole section of far more extreme horror films. It includes a Serbian film. It includes all 3 August Underground films. It includes a film called Maskhead that was also made by Fred Vogel, the guy who made the August Underground films. It has the Bunny Game. It has the American Guinea Pig films. And they offer, I think it's a 3-day free trial, and then it's a pretty reasonable subscription fee. So, yeah, it's called Cranked Up TV.
Have you seen Maskhead?
No, I didn't watch it. I ran out of time on my free trial, and I didn't continue my subscription.
Okay. I was just curious. That was one that, based on the little bit I know, intrigues me.
I did. They have trailers for a lot of the stuff on the site, and so I did watch the trailer for it, and very reminiscent of August Underground, but it looks like it's probably a next step beyond.
You know what I might do? I have 2 weeks off from work at the end of December. A full 2 weeks. Maybe I will get a 3-day trial to this website, and I will cram in 72 straight hours of extreme horror with no breaks and no sleep and just a lot of DoorDash, and then I will have some time to recover.
To be clear, I think there's 15 or 16 titles in their Extreme collection, so I don't think you'd quite make it 72 hours.
Challenge accepted. I'll draw it out to 72 hours. I'm going to watch a Serbian film 7 times.
Jesus. Never again. Once was more than enough. Jesus.
Yeah, that was one I've seen twice because I saw it so long ago that I got it as a Netflix hard disk in the mail because it was next in my queue. That's how I got it. Back when Netflix had physical media.
Well, and can you imagine if Netflix offered that movie in any way today? Holy shit. There would be hell to pay.
Most of the extreme horror I've seen, that and Salo and Irreversible, which I know is not generally very extreme horror, but that one scene is nauseating.
It's enough.
I basically went through a list of the most fucked up movies I could find back before movie streaming was a thing, added them all to my Netflix, and then at the time I was living with Aaron, our friend Aaron, my bestie Aaron, and I made him enjoy a very weird month of movie nights.
I like that you say enjoy.
Yeah. He really did not enjoy Irreversible. I can say that.
I imagine not. I don't think anybody could say they enjoy it.
Well, that's fair. I won't. Okay, so Irreversible. No, not Irreversible. A Serbian film. I'd seen it so long ago that I was like, it can't be that bad, right? No, I don't. And then the one scene that is extra horrifying even made me be like, yeah, this goes too far. I do not like this. Oh my God, this really is. And I did not remember it. I think I just over time sugarcoated it.
We are talking about the same sequence, right?
Yes, we absolutely are. I know the scene that you hate.
Yeah, and the thing of it is we actually had this conversation at dinner with Aaron recently,
we just love traumatizing Aaron. Come out to dinner with us and we'll talk about a Serbian film while eating Korean chicken wings.
The one thing I will say about it is, even in this film where they flat out show so much, right? Like, they make a lot of things very graphic and very clear. It still manages to achieve that the single most horrifying moment in the entire film is something you never actually see happen. They go right up to it and make sure you know exactly what's going on, but you never actually see it happen, and it's that power of the implication. And god damn it, I never want to see that movie ever again.
Which sucks, because some of those scenes without, like, the stuff that is considered G-rated, like just empty rooms and shit, there's some beautiful set work. That one room,
a well-made film. I can't fault them for that. It's a very well-made film.
With the black and white checker tile floor, and then just the black void, is such a beautiful, striking image. And then they do stuff in that room that is not beautiful.
Is that the one towards the end?
I don't recall. I have an image in my head of it, but I don't remember where it happens. It's just like one of those that, like, if you see anything about Serbian film, it's one of those that gets included as, like, the graphics that's always out there. I think it's actually the one kind of near the beginning, like the first time that he does anything. But there might be multiple checkered floors. I'm not going to rewatch it and let you know until it's been another 10 years. And I'm like, that movie can't be as bad, right? Like, I just wasn't desensitized yet. And then I'm going to watch it again and be like, why do I keep doing this to myself? I have a memory disorder.
Feeling.
I forget how bad things are sometimes. That's why I'm friends with some people who should not be friends with me.
Severe.
Okay. On to non-horror, shall we? What a segue.
Yes.
Okay, so first one, it's video game related. I'm gonna make it quick, because, no, like, if anybody else cares about this movie who is listening to this, I will be absolutely amazed. But I watched a documentary, and I loved it, and it is so perfectly niche, and just made me happy. And for anybody else who also loves Death Stranding, both 1 and 2, and is a die-hard advocate for both of them, and listens to the soundtrack so much that was in my Spotify Wrapped, then Hideo Kojima Connecting Worlds from 2023 is a film for you. I believe it was on Hulu. And it was one of the big ones. I think it was Hulu. It is all about Hideo Kojima's vision for the first Death Stranding game and what he was going for, and the crazy concepts that he came up with, where he was like, no, I don't want this to be a game, I want it to be an experience. Like, that kind of mindset of just like a kooky video game guy. But, like, I love Hideo Kojima. I think he has come up with some of the most innovative ideas of all time when it comes to video games. I'm very excited for his next project. I think it's called OD. I can perfectly picture the lady's face on the cover, and I don't remember what the exact letters are. I want to say OD. But this film is just all behind the scenes footage about Death Stranding, interviewing people, including Mads Mikkelsen, about Death Stranding, hearing the characters, or the actors who play the characters, their perspective, other people who worked on the game. I just think I love Death Stranding. It came at the perfect time for me. Like, it happened to hit around COVID and was all about isolation and how we have to be connected in order to make the world a better place. And when you lose that connection, you lose essentially what society is. And it's just beautiful. I love the first and the second one. If anybody else is a diehard fan like me, highly recommend Hideo Kojima Connecting Worlds, your 2023 streaming service, Hulu, I think.
Right
JD,
on.
did you watch Hideo Kojima Connecting Worlds?
Oh, absolutely. 3 times.
Okay. Wow. I was over here watching a Serbian film 3 times, and you're just Hideo Kojima Hideo Kojima-ing it up is what I was trying to say. And then by the time I said it, I had lost interest in saying it, but I had already committed. My second thing is a 2-parter. I watched Wicked for good. It was Wicked for okay. Splitting this movie up into 2 parts. Or, for those who are unaware, Wicked was a Broadway musical, a phenomenal Broadway musical, and they made Wicked in 2024, and they didn't fucking tell anybody that it was just going to be part 1. There was no indication. The way that we found out was by seeing it in the theater, or by hearing from people who had seen it in the theater and been like, did you know it was a 2-part thing? And no, we did not. So they split it into 2 movies. Wicked for Good is the second half that just came out. And this should not have been 2 movies for a long list of reasons. But the main one is that I watched Wicked, the first one, Wicked Part 1, at my house, felt emotionally attached to it, cried during Defying Gravity, which I did not in the theater. I think I was being very analytical of this this movie that was taking something that I love so much on stage, and I was being very like, is this gonna make me sob like it did in the theater? Oh, it's not. I don't feel like I was just like in my head about it too much, but I did cry when I watched it at home. So I watched it at home, had several hours in between, and then went to see Wicked for Good. All of that emotion I had built up earlier in the day was gone. So now I'm just going in cold to this film that immediately starts with action and essentially like, here's what happens next. And like, there's no like build up to who these characters are. I felt completely differently about them. There were certain characters I liked in the first one that I no longer did. I think watching it, both parts together at home, will probably be better, but man, what a bummer. And Wicked for Good, the second half has my favorite song, which is As Long As You're Mine. And man, I did not like it. I did not like it. Fierro was just like singing directly into her face as she was like staring off into the... It felt so weird and wrong. Also, don't get me started on the sex cardigan. I've seen all the memes.
The what?
The sex cardigan. Elphaba's sex cardigan. She puts on a cardigan while singing As Long As You're Mine, and it's hideous. And everybody's like, what the fuck? That's what she's using to court him?
All right.
The sex cardigan.
All right. Yeah, I've... So my experience with Wicked, I think I've discussed it briefly before. Like, in fact, when we talked about the first movie... I'd never seen the Broadway show. I only know it from the original cast recording album. I just know the songs, right? But I'm a huge fan of the songs. When they announced it was going to be 2 movies, I did say, wait a minute. This is a show that plays on Broadway, and it runs just shy of 3 hours for the whole show. And now they're going to make 2 movies that are like 2.5 hours each. So they're going to add like another 2 hours to this story. And then I saw the first one and I was like, okay, I understand that that's like the first act of the show because it plays up to Defying Gravity, and that's the act break in the Broadway show, if memory serves. But I saw it and I was like, that's not bad. I didn't feel like I really enjoyed it. It was a good time. I thought all of the musical bits were really good. And I could see where they had expanded some things. It was a fun story. But that's kind of sad to hear that a lot of that second... Let me ask you this, Michelle, because you mentioned it opens up with action and said, did they kind of Marvelize this film?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Here's how I know that's true, because while the sequel was being made, the guy who wrote the book, Gregory Maguire, I want to say, wrote a prequel of both 2 prequels. The Glinda one for Good came out already. The Elphaba for Wicked or something, Wicked something, is coming out soon. So he's already got 2 prequel books. You know they're going to make movies about those.
Yeah,
we've got movies coming.
I feel like you say it opens with action, and one thing that I can say for sure that even listening to just that cast recording that I never would have expected from Wicked is high intensity action, right? I know there are a couple.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and so that is kind of off-putting. I mean, I'll definitely see it, I do have a little bit because the first time I saw it, I watched it with Mom, the first movie, and she really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed it, and I was really looking forward to hopefully being able to see it with her the second part. And we're not going to get to do that, and so I'm sure probably what will happen is I will just wait until it's available on free streaming like the original one was, or the first one. But, I mean, I'll definitely see it, but it's kind of a bummer, because that first one was really good. I was really impressed with that first film.
Yeah. I loved the first one. I thought it perfectly captured what musical theater is. The dance sequences, God, Dancing Through Life is not one of my favorite songs from the entire musical. No, it's fine. Like, I like it. I don't love it. But the sequence in the movie, that is my favorite part of the first movie. That library sequence with the rotating bookshelf. And finally, like, when Piero was just talking like a normal person, I was like, this is the person who's going to charm all these ladies. And then Dancing Through Life happened. I went, oh, okay, I see it now.
Let's go down to the Ozdust Ballroom. We'll meet there later tonight. Fucking song rules, Michelle. It's one of my favorite songs in the whole show.
It's fine.
It's especially a bummer to me that you say this second movie was, because obviously Defying Gravity is a great song. My favorite song in the whole show is For Good at the end of the show.
That's my second favorite
the
in
song,
the entire musical.
Breaks me. It's so, even again, just listening to the cast recording, the songs are so well written that you get a good feeling for the story from the songs, and it's a heartbreaker, that song.
We can talk after we're done recording or after you've seen it. They fucked up For Good so badly.
Thanks for telling me that, Michelle.
I'm just saying, like, this whole movie is wrong in a lot of different ways. And if For Good is your all-time favorite, that is my second favorite. They fucked it up in a million different ways.
Yeah, I love that song, and that's a bummer. I guess time will tell. We'll see how it goes.
Yep. In 3 months, when it's available for streaming, we will find out how you feel about it. I'm gonna watch them back to back when they're available for streaming, just as a curiosity thing. But I don't know if I can really feel that. It's just fine. It's not bad. I'm just disappointed. Okay, one last thing for me on my entire list in the non-horror, and this I wanted to talk about because A, I enjoyed it, and B, I thought it might be a thing that JD is not familiar with and could potentially love. Could also possibly hate it and be really mad that I mentioned it. That is Tamala 2010, A Punk Cat in Space from 2002. Are you familiar with Tamala 2010, A Punk Cat in Space?
No.
Perfect. I did not think that you would have been. It is available for free on Fossum. I have no fucking clue how I came across this movie. It's been on my watch list for a very, very long time, and I finally actually watched it. It is about a cat named Tamala who wakes up in the year 2010. This was made in 2002. I don't know if the year is actually 2010 when she wakes up, or if that's just one of the time periods. Anyway, she is tired of her life and journeys off into space to find a new place to live. And she is very cute. She is the epitome of kawaii. And this movie clashes between this dystopian corporate nightmare and then this adorable cat just going on these like little adventures, and goes back and forth between these two things that boomeranged so much that I was like, I really liked that, and I liked the illustration, and I was fascinated by what was going on. I have no idea what that movie was trying to tell me, and I don't think I'm smart enough to understand. So then
I have to see it.
Yeah. Exactly, because I'm like, you might see it and be like, oh yeah, I get it immediately. So then I was like, I gotta go figure out what the fuck I just watched and why I watched it. So I went on YouTube and I found a half-hour video essay from somebody who's like, this is my favorite movie. Here's how deep it is. And they went into the whole, like, how this was created by this Japanese band. And here's the message that they were getting across. And here's all of the, like, things. And then it was so blatantly obvious that I was like, oh, I am a fucking idiot. And I watched it a second time, and I still don't think I fully got it, but I was way more aware of it, and it's just a fun adventure. I'll be curious to know if the way that this cute cat just going on a little adventure, taking so long to just walk down a long hallway and like nothing happens for a very long time, whether that irritates or intrigues you. Because I was intrigued and I was like, this is so well made. And at first I was like, I think this is like a kid's movie, right? It's got to be. Like, Tomala 2010, A Punk Cat in Space, seeing the illustrations. But, like, immediately she calls her mom a fucking bitch in, like, this very cute, Hawaii voice. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Her mom is, like, a terrible robotic lady. Cool. This is not for children. Neat. So, yeah, I want you to see it because I think that you are smart enough that you might get the story and be like, yeah, no, I get it, but I still hate it. And if you don't get it, then neither of us are smart, I guess.
We're getting a little too late for me to watch Eddington tonight, but maybe I'll be able to get that one squeezed in. What else do you have from non-horror?
That's it. That's the
That's
end.
it?
And I have no literature, so you can escape me.
Oh, wait, you're done?
I'm done.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That is, what a completely anticlimactic ending. Because I didn't know that was the end.
Oh my god, I was trying to think of the 4 good lyrics. Now I'm Googling them. What is it? If I can't do anything, I don't. Anyway.
I don't even know what's happening right now.
Okay.
I don't have any.
Perfect.
I don't have any non-horror. Like I said, most of my non-horror viewing has been devoted to a lot of cooking shows because Food Network has a lot of new stuff going on. Got to watch that holiday edition Tournament of Champions, guys. They're like 5 or 6 episodes deep at this 5. I want to say maybe 4. But Tag Team Tournament of Champions is pretty dope. Yet another thing that I would have been watching with my mom. But you know, that's life, and it's all good memories. But I love cooking shows, and TOC is like the granddaddy of them all.
I would like to rescind a previous statement and correct it. I got 4 good mixed up with No Good Deed in Wicked.
Oh, okay.
No Good Deed is my second favorite, and they fuck it up royally. Yeah, it's it's so good.
May his flesh not be torn, let his blood leave no stain.
Yeah.
Though they beat him, let him feel no pain.
Shh. People might not have seen Wicked and know what you're
let
referring
his bones
to.
never break, and no matter they'll...
Okay. Or now you can still keep spoiling it, but in a sing-songy voice. That's fine. But 4 good was fine.
Let
it was
him
4 okay.
never die. Let
that
him
actual
never
song.
Die.
It's sung really
tune.
well.
Come here,
Yep.
buddy. Oh, Riley's
Okay.
getting feisty. I think he needs to go potty. So
I mean, you're the one who's been singing for 7 minutes.
Yeah,
so.
I know. That's for how long?
17 minutes. 70 minutes.
Well, I now have 98 minutes plus worth of a podcast that I got to listen all the way through because for some reason I decided that I should try to be a little bit more professional about this thing finally after damn near more than 300 episodes? I don't even know how many we've got at this point.
Who knows? I mean, we could look, but why would we? It's just a fun surprise
keep
for
your,
all of us.
Keep your eyes open and your ears open. Reflections in a Dead Diamond, first full movie discussion episode in quite a long time, coming very soon. I don't have anything else to say. Do you have anything else to say?
Keep your eyes open, your ears open, but your butthole closed, unless it is in a place where it would be appropriate to have it open. But for the most part, default should be closed. Just eyes open, ears open, butthole closed. Clamp down on that sucker. That's all I got.
Say goodnight, Michelle.